Hi everyone. Hope you're doing well. This is an earlier time of the day for me to make a video, so forgive me if my voice sounds a little raspy. Um, I'm just feeling really beat up. My body's just killing me, so I'm not my usual chipper self. But for that matter, what I want to talk about isn't a really chipper subject. Um, I am someone who likes to talk about what I see and what I observe. Um, I've said it a million times. I want my videos to be organic, not scripted. So, with that being said, I just want to talk about something that I witnessed last night that's been staying on my mind ever since I noticed it. And it just, I just feel compelled to talk about it. Yesterday, I was coming home with a girlfriend, and yesterday was Mike's birthday. So after work, I wanted to surprise him with his favorite dinner. So I stopped at a local pizzeria to pick up some chicken fingers for him. And as we were driving in my neighborhood to the local pizzeria, I think I've said in a couple videos, I don't live in the greatest neighborhood. Sorry for the background noise. The gas company is doing work in our neighborhood. I don't live in the greatest area crime-wise. I actually grew up in this neighborhood. I've lived here for the majority of my life, and then I moved out when I was in my 20s and came back back in April. And I was actually very excited to come back to the area I grew up in and show Mike because it's kind of like coming home again, looking at areas you grew up in and seeing how some of the things are still there, but how a lot of things have changed. And you can kind of like go down the street and go, oh, I can remember when that was in this. Oh, I can remember when that was in that. I quickly realized it's not so much reminiscent fun. It's aging and a little depressing because it makes me realize how old I am when I see how much everything has changed. But I digress nonetheless. I've witnessed quite a few crimes over here since I moved over here. And with election day coming up, if my local councilman gets reelected, I make a solemn promise that I will be making a call out to his office and addressing the concerns I have about the crime and demanding to know what he's going to do to change it, because people shouldn't feel like they're locked in their houses and that the criminals have free reign, especially after daylight savings time where it's darker earlier. That's just more free reign for the punks and the jerks to run wild and do what they see. I'm sorry. Do what they see they have a right to do, which is take neighborhoods and areas hostage. And I've seen shootings. I see regular drug deals. I hear about planned robberies. I see car jackings. Well, not jackings. Car theft. It's just increasingly getting worse, and it's really just depressing because when I grew up here not too long ago, which I guess 20 years ago was pretty long ago when I think about it, it wasn't like this at all. And I know there's a reason for it because they decided in their divine wisdom to take the police station from around the block from me and take it 2 or 3 miles down the road. So that certainly doesn't help, but people have changed. People don't speak up. The inmates are controlling the asylum. I'll leave it at that. And it's very dismaying. Now, I don't want to, at the same time, beat up where I live. It's still beautiful. It's right near a lake. There's still lots of good families. I see lots of kids, Luckily, they're safe. The crime is usually targeted at specific people. But the the car stealing isn't, you know, the people at the corner that are intimidating people and, you know, robbing people, you know, just knocking people over, taking things from them. That's random. And that's dismaying. And to be quite honest, it pisses me off, because I am someone who is confrontational when it comes to standing up for what's right. And I don't have the wisdom to like just be quiet and stay in the background. I like to stand up when I feel like I'm being wronged or people are being wronged. So it's very hard for me to hold my tongue or bite my tongue, hold my tongue. Well, you get the gist of it. So back to my original story. Yesterday, as we were going to the pizzeria, we were in my girlfriend's car. And as we approached the intersection, we needed to make a left to get to the pizzeria. There was a gentleman crossing the street walking. And we had the red light. And there was a car going through the green light. And this car that was filled with young people slowed down, rolled their windows down, and threw trash at the man walking down the street. My girlfriend and I were stunned. We both looked at each other in utter disbelief. The man who was walking, we couldn't understand exactly what he was saying because we had our windows up because it was quite cold out yesterday. Our wind chills were in the 20s. But you could see how upset he was. And he was staring towards the car and, you know, I'm sure there were a few profanities. But it was just so disgusting to see how people could treat each other. And the thing was, we couldn't chase the people in the car that did that. Because, see, if I were driving, I would have wanted to do that. I would have raced up, gotten up next to them, and just read them for filth. But what would that have changed? They wouldn't have cared. If anything, it probably would have put me in danger. But I would have felt like I was doing some justice for this man. But it wouldn't have changed the fact that this poor man was walking down the street and had a rando stranger throw trash at them. Throw trash at a human being. Imagine you're walking down the street and someone throws trash at you. I don't know where the hell compassion is gone. I don't know what has happened in humanity, but it was disgusting. I felt so sorry for the man. And we couldn't even help him because he was standing right in front of our car. So we couldn't like go after the guy. We tried to roll our windows down to see if the guy was okay. He was just so irate at what happened. He wasn't even listening to what we were saying. And it was just so sad. And it's stuck with me all night. I came home. I told my husband about it. It's not right. Why do people act the way they act? Why do they do the things they do? How can there be such little regard for human beings? There's got to be something we can do. Now, I know people are going to say there's more good in the world, and you're absolutely right. And we should focus on that and not to give attention to people like that. But from one good person to another good person, when you see injustice, when there's things going around in your neighborhood, your community that you don't agree with, that you see is wrong, make the people that you elect accountable for it. If there's something they can do, whether they step up patrols, whether there's afternoon activities they can have for kids to educate them, whether they can get police more involved in the communities, whether we can take the stigma out of people being afraid to speak up when they see something wrong. If we could just pray that people can understand to see people as equals and to have some compassion Any little thing we can do to make things like this stop happening and go away, I encourage you to enjoy. I encourage you to join me and help making a difference. I know all of you that watch my videos are sensible, wonderful, logical people. And I know this video is not going to fall on deaf ears. I also know a video alone isn't going to change anything. But I want to do my part to let my voice be heard. So, that's what's on my mind today. I do hope that you guys had a good weekend. I hope you're enjoying the fall temperatures. I, for one, had posted a couple pictures of myself in my winter jacket yesterday when I was at work. I'm one of those weirdos. I absolutely love snuggling in my winter coat. I love these cold weather temperatures. I just wish my arthritis and my bones would get used to it. Today is an actual nice day here. It's going to be 50 degrees. So I think I'm going to run a couple errands and get some stuff done. As you can tell, my voice sounds a little more nasally than it normally does. So I think my sinuses are bothering me. So I do want to ask for forgiveness if my voice is sounding terrible in this video. But like most of all my videos, I hope this video meets you well. I hope you think about what the message in this video was. I love you all very much. And until I talk to you again, you take care. Bye.